Call that a Blu-ray? Now that's a Blu-ray.
G'day guys, just welcome back to another video. Today thought I might do something a bit different. Might do a bit of a vlog. I don't think I've ever sort of really done one before, but we might we'll give it a go and see how it sort of turns out. Basically just about some of the movie news and entertainment news that's sort of been happening recently. I was taking a bit of interest in some of the things that have sort of been happening recently. I'm sure a lot of people already sort of heard about some of these stuff before, and heard all the information about it. But I might just, I don't know, give my thoughts on some of it, I suppose. First of all, probably the news about the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles movie that Michael Bay's been doing. I think I heard about it a little while ago that he was going to have something to do with the new Turtles movie, and yeah, I suppose a lot of fans probably thought, well, doesn't necessarily sound like a good idea that he's sort of going to be doing it. And then of course we heard the news the other day that for some reason Michael Bay has decided to sort of change the backstory of the Turtles, so they're no longer mutant turtles, now they're alien turtles. So I think there's been a fair bit of discussion about that. I haven't necessarily been on some of the forums or some of the websites to sort of I don't know, look up much of this information. I'm only sort of going by what the other sort of YouTubers have said and what I've sort of heard here and there, so I might not personally know the full story of it all. I think a lot of people are just really annoyed at, and perhaps I think confused is probably a good word, because people don't quite understand how you can change. Turtles have been around for 30 years plus with their backstory of being mutant turtles, and for some reason Mr. Bay's come along and decided you're going to change it so they're aliens or something. So I mean, what does that mean? I mean, and does it really matter? I mean, if you don't want to perhaps think about it too much, and don't want to scratch the surface too much, I mean, does it really matter if they're aliens or not? I mean, as long as it's not going to affect the storyline, is it? I mean, it doesn't necessarily matter where they came from. I suppose they're here now, and here's the storyline. But I suppose if you want to, depends what this movie's going to be about, what the script's going to be like, because no one knows what the script's going to be about, do they? They've only heard bits and pieces of what Michael Bay said, and here it's going to be a lot different and a lot more sort of fresh, and I guess a different reboot or a retelling, I suppose, maybe or perhaps like an alternate universe type stuff, I guess, similar to the Alien vs Predator movie, with W.S. Sanderson, because those movies were sort of set in an alternative universe or something, and which I guess was just trying to cover up some of the plot holes that compared to the other movies. But anyway, so I don't know if that's what Michael Bay's trying to do, trying to make a bit of a alternative universe type thing or what. But it's certainly a lot, pissed off a lot of the fans out there. I think it's one of the things. I think we've just got to wait till the movie comes out before we can really sort of judge it. I mean, Michael Bay basically come back after he sort of heard this, they were a bit pissed off, and he said, well, chill out, and you haven't sort of read the script, and we're working with, I think he said, one of the creators of the original creators of the Turtles, and to try and make a decent story, and so I don't know, it might be interesting perhaps to see a bit of a fresh take and a bit of an alternative view, I guess, of it. But it's certainly, I'm a huge Turtles fan. I've been ever since the early 90s, and love the first movie at least, and love the original cartoon series. Haven't so necessarily watched much of the new sort of series and the new reboots, I suppose, of them. So I mean, I don't know. I'm not quite sure what my opinion of that's going to be. I might have to wait. Someone's going to wait till the new till the movie comes out before we can sort of judge it. But I mean, I reckon a lot of people are not going to like it because it's going to be totally different, compared to the 30-year-old backstory of the Turtles. So I guess we'll just have to wait on that. Next thing's probably not necessarily all that new, but we've got the new Spiderman movie coming out, or movies I suppose it's going to be, isn't it? Coming out, I think, this year. The only reason I'm sort of talking about it is because I actually rewatched the trilogy the other day. I think I've only sort of seen probably once through of each of the three movies, so I thought I might have a bit of a talk about them. I was going to wait till I had a DVD update to do, but might just have a bit of a talk to them now. I wasn't, when I sort of heard about the new movie, I was there's a lot of people were probably a bit shocked that it was only like 10 years ago since we had these ones. So why are they doing a reboot or whatever of the Spider-Man series again? And I saw the original trailer for the movie, and I thought it looked pretty awful, and couldn't really quite understand why they're doing it. But I've sort of watched the recent trailer, which came out probably a few weeks ago, a month ago. Which actually shows a bit more of this, a bit more story, a bit more what's going to happen. I mean, the first trailer I thought looked really bad. It had really bad CGI, where this, where the Spider-Man was sort of jumping from building to building. That looked pretty bloody awful. But now in the second trailer, I think they're probably, I don't know, fixed it up a little bit, so it actually looks like a bit more of a proper movie now. I actually think it looks quite good from what I was sort of saying. What's the actor's name that's going to play Spider-Man? Andrew Garfield, I think it is. He actually looks quite like you could actually sort of pull off the Peter Parker and Spider-Man character. Looks like he's got the from what I've sort of seen in the trailer anyway. So I'm actually kind of looking forward to that one actually. So I'll see what they're going to do with it. I'm not a huge Spider-Man fan. I don't know all that much about the backstory, but you're going to have Gwen Stacy now, aren't we? Perhaps instead of the Mary Jane character, which I suppose would be interesting to see. I sort of heard that it's sort of a bit. I mean, if you want to sort of compare, say, these movies to the new movie and sort of the actors that are sort of playing the character. I mean, you got Kirsten Dunst playing Mary Jane in this sort of one. She's like a natural blonde in real life, and she's actually playing a redhead. And then you got the new movie with I've forgotten her name. Whatever her name is. I think she's isn't she like a natural redhead in real life, and she's actually playing a blonde. So that's interesting sort of. And same with I heard a little bit about the backstory of Spider-Man, and it isn't. I reckon that sort of you can sort of change the characters around. You should have had perhaps Kirsten Dunst playing Gwen Stacy, and then sort of swap the characters over. The same with the actual. Swap the actors over, I suppose, just because in terms of hair colour and even perhaps to do with the characters as well. Apparently, they reckon that Gwen Stacy's a lot like the character sort of played in that Kirsten Dunst sort of played in these sort of movies. Might give perhaps a bit of a mini review, perhaps on these ones. I think I only sort of probably twice. I think I watched through them. I think once I watched it when it sort of first came out, and I've sort of bought this recently and sort of rewatched it for the second time. Well, I don't think they're too bad movies. I mean, they're not really all that great though. I don't think. I don't know. That's obviously sort of well made though. They obviously had a lot of money spent on them because they look reasonably good. Good sort of costumes and good actors and characters and storylines sort of been worked on, and obviously had perhaps a few sort of drafts before they got to the final one. So it's got all these it's got all the boxes ticked, I suppose, if you want to say that. But it just doesn't seem to really work that. I'm not quite sure why. It's I don't know. I just sort of found it a bit sort of flat, and I don't know. I just didn't sort of feel for the characters, and like Tobey Maguire. I think a lot of people didn't sort of like him as an actor, perhaps sort of playing Spider-Man, and I don't think we've sort of seen much of him ever since he sort of made the Spider-Man movies. So I thought he was alright though. Then you got Kirsten Dunst, which I thought she's really attractive, really I'm a fan of redheads, so she was good to sort of look at while I sort of watched the movies. Good to sort of watch it while I was sort of watching the movies. Probably the only reason perhaps I sort of kept watching all three of them because I thought she was a bit of alright. I thought she wasn't too bad. It's like I'm not quite sure if it was sort of her acting or just the character, but the character seemed really, I don't know, just sort of, I don't know, it didn't seem to fit. She seemed a bit sort of sad and a bit I don't know, just something a bit off about the whole sort of character and in it. The rest of the actors are all pretty good. The guy that played I'm not sure what the character's name, the sort of the newspaper sort of head editor type guy. He was pretty good at it too. I thought pretty good acting and good sort of character. Then you had William Dafoe playing the Green Goblin character. I thought he was pretty good. Had James Franco. He was alright, I suppose. A bit of a douchebag, I suppose. But then again, I suppose Tom Maguire was a bit of a douchebag. Well, Spiderman was being a bit of a. Well, Peter Parker was being a. If you want to get the right character, I suppose. Was being a bit of a douchebag to Mary Jane all the time, wasn't he? Telling that he was in love with her, and then the next minute he's saying, "No, I can't love you," and that was a bit. That was a bit frustrating, I suppose, if you're a bit of a romantic, I suppose. Yeah, so in terms of perhaps the second movie, it was alright, but it was pretty much more the same though, really, compared to the first one. You had rescuing kids again from a burning building, and more the bad guy sort of stealing off Mary Jane and sort of holding a hostage. The third movie, a lot of people didn't seem to like the third movie. I think when I watched it the first time, I thought it was pretty good. It was a lot longer, and I think they tried to sort of pump in a lot more action. But yeah, I didn't think it was too bad. It sort of had had sort of 3 villains in it, didn't we? So sort of I think they tried to cram in a fair bit. The Sandman guy, he was pretty cool. Played by the guy that used to be on that TV show. That Ned Stacey, which was it's a bit of a underrated TV show, which you've probably never heard of, but it's quite good. With is it Deborah Micheal from what's that show she was on with that gay guy? I've completely forgotten. Anyway, I'm actually looking forward to the new Spider-Man movie. I reckon that actually looks quite good. Probably, as I said before, it's only been 10 years, so they probably don't necessarily need to make one, do they, I suppose? But apparently it's going to be this is supposed to be the Amazing Spider-Man, so it's supposed to be a bit of a different universe sort of thing. I don't know much about the backstory of Spider-Man. But yeah, it might be interesting. Perhaps different director, different characters, and it might be worth seeing a bit of a different sort of version, perhaps of the Spider-Man series. Last of all, I got some. I had some good news, I suppose. A lot of people probably would be so excited, but I was pretty excited to sort of hear this. Probably they're going to make a new Tex Murphy game. Probably a lot of people haven't necessarily heard of Tex Murphy. He was sort of like a game character back from the early mid 90s to the late 90s, I think it was. I've actually got some of the games here. So the first one was Under Killing Moon, then we had Pandora Directive, then we had Overseer. I think they had like 2 games before that, but these are sort of the main sort of ones that were sort of released in the 90s. Sort of back in the 90s when we sort of had the first sort of started to make 3D modelling and first sort of ones of the FMV games with full motion video. We could sort of like walk around a sort of pre-rendered room and click on things and pick up things, sort of thing, and it's like a 3D environment we could sort of walk around and sort of that hadn't sort of been done before. I think it was sort of 2D games were sort of more set in 2D back then before this. So yeah, apparently they're going to make a new game. I think it's been like 14 years since they made the last one, and I think a lot of the fans have sort of been holding out for, like me, have been holding out for, talk of a new game. We're sort of starting to lose hope, but I was sort of on the message board a couple of days ago, and apparently there's one of the big posts from the creators saying in 3 days' time there's going to be this big, huge announcement. So we all got really excited, and I think I ended up sort of sitting on a chat room at like 4 o'clock in the morning, waiting for the creator to come in and sort of tell us, if this was going to be a new game or not, or what the big news was going to be. So I'm pretty happy about that. Yeah, a lot of people probably never heard of Tex Murphy before, but I'm pretty excited about it. It's probably one of my most sort of favourite game series of sort of game franchises of all time. So I'm really sort of looking forward to that. Yeah, so I think that might be it. I think I'll talk perhaps the new Prometheus movie as well, which is sort of can be released this. Which is going to be released this year. The new Ridley Scott movie, sort of like it's supposed to be like a bit of a. It's not, but it's like a prequel, say, to the first sort of Aliens film. Alien film. So that's going to be pretty exciting. I haven't really sort of necessarily read too much about it. I don't really want to read too much about it. I'm pretty keen just to sort of watch it unfold when I'm in cinema and sort of hear a bit more about the sort of the backstory and I think it's supposed to to do with like the creation of the human race and to do with the what are those things called, the jockeys, the disc jockey things from the first Alien movie. So I'm pretty sort of looking forward to that. I think a lot of people, I don't know, sort of mixed it. Some people, I don't know, not too sure about it. But I'm really sort of looking forward to that as well. That should be great. Yeah, I think that might be it. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed my little mini entertainment vlog thingy-jiggy. I've got a DVD. I've actually recorded a DVD update, which I recorded last week. I'll upload that perhaps in a few days' time, probably Sunday. Up there for you. Yeah. So until next time. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you later. Bye.
You call that a Blu-ray? Now that's a Blu-ray.